What's up, fools? Brent with AOB here. Okay, we are going to do a session of our originals profit strategies on stake here. If we do a quick review here, you'll see I went, that's more of a fun bracket. Me versus Greg, literally a $2 difference. I mean, that's actually a wash. At the very end, I'm going to run those back a couple more times because I've run them on I've run those since then, and a couple times his was ahead, a couple times mine was ahead, and a couple times they both busted. So I got lucky. I get to move on, but again, that bracket's sort of just for fun. Then we got Tamron T City against Daniel. Those both busted, but T City ended up still with $77, so she lost the most. Daniel had 18 bucks. Then we had Arcar versus Noah. Arcar's busted as well, ended with $22. Noah's was this massive Goliath champ at $304.70 at right now. As of right now, he looks like he's the favorite to move on or to win it all. Who knows? But I busted on that big time since then. We'll talk about it next time I play that. Now we've got MDM versus, actually, that's a mistake. That's not Wilso. That's going to be Rob. I'll change that on the bracket. But we got Wilso versus, or MDM versus Rob, one of the mods. And let's get to it and see how those goes. I have the timer up just for fun, so we can see how long it goes. Okay, what do we have here? We have from MDM a flip strategy on stake originals. Remember, we're going to do 5,000 bets, 3 flips, 1 penny bet, $100 bankroll, increase by 30% on loss. That's it. If we come over here and look at Rob, Rob's got the wheel strategy going on. 1 penny bet, difficulty high, 20 segments, 5,000 bets. On loss, increase by 8%, and on both of them, we reset. All right, let's get going. Let's see how these goes, and if I have any money left over at the end. Okay, and I want to make sure that these are all going instant, so they're going as fast as possible. Let's get rid of animation, and that's the nice thing. We don't have to worry about speed on these things because it's the number of bets, so not a big deal. So let's see. We just need this one now over here because it's only going 8%, and because it's such a high difficulty, all you need is one hit on this thing and you get way into profit. Like, look at that. One hit and you get into profit. Now, as with anything with originals, no matter how you do it, originals, if you run these on automations, they're going to crash on you. I mean, so that last one we were showing where it was Noah, right? That one did phenomenally here. I ran it offline a little while. It did phenomenally a couple more times. Since that time, it has done nothing but bust. Do I need to say anything about originals and what it is? Okay, come on here. Come on here. Oh my God, it busted completely out. That's the worst bust we've had so far. It has busted completely out to $2.97. Wow, that is one terrible strategy, MDM. That is one terrible strategy. I mean, that's the worst. That literally has lost nearly the entire bankroll and busted out in record time. I mean, less than 100 bets here. Let's see how Rob's on the other hand, this one's acting like a champ. Like I said, the advantage of this, there's pros and cons, but the one advantage is it's only an 8% increase. So you have a lot of progressions. On the flip side, if you were to look at the win chance and, I mean, you got this little tiny section that you got to hope you got to get. So I don't know how many, losses, because I'm not even testing these out. I look at them and make sure I run maybe 10, 12 spins on these things, bets on these things, or 20, and just make sure that they don't just instantly go down. But like this one, I ran it initially and it looked like it for like 15, 20 spins, it was doing okay. So that's definitely not one that I would ever do again. Anything can happen. So I'm going to let this run. I'm going to let this run with Rob's because I'm really interested and seeing how this one goes. And it's going to be, he's going to have a really catastrophic failure here not to be left with at least more than $2.97. So I'm going to let this run here, and a couple things before I take a hike, and then we'll basically fast forward and higher speed on this so that you don't have to sit through the whole grueling process, because, you know, who wants to do that when it's not a head-to-head competition? Okay, but I want to see this. Okay, there it is. Look at it. It's at 25.32. If this can keep going at this rate, this will be a serious contender for a super high profit. If it can go without busting, this could be pretty monumental, because looking at the graph, you'll see that it looks like, you know, obviously the further you go in the hole, which should happen quite often, you get these giant hits. So if he so much as has a couple more of those, I mean, we're just now getting through 400 spins. We're not even through the first 1,000. So if this could be, if, and that's a big if, right? Capital I, capital F. If this one can recover on these big dips. And this is the kind of thing this is like, I'm watching that graph right now. I'm watching this graph go, and I'm going, oh my gosh, my heart is in my throat, because I'm going, just how far will it go? And in this case, you actually kind of want it to go really deep before it goes, but we're still only at a $2.66 bet. So it's got a lot of time here. It's got plenty of time to go, but we're running out quickly. It's going to have to hit here soon. Oh, it does not. He moves on. But just like on some of the other ones that bust, I mean, I'm going to move them on, and for the sake of the bracket challenge, but in both cases, I mean, $2.97 left over, $4.09 left over. I'm just going to plan on both of these rinsing $100. Same thing with like T-Cities. She still left 77, but I'm planning on just rinsing $100 on this one the next time we play, which kind of sucks, but that's how the challenge goes. All right, because I didn't want to put it to where you had to be in profit to move on. It's just based on the thing. So there we have it. All right, I didn't even need to take a hike and fast forwarded. That was record time. So I'm gonna go load up the next two strategies and come back and hope that those do a little bit better. All right, I'll be back in just a sec. Cheers. All right, fools, we're back for another head-to-head challenge here. We have Flying the 727 submitted by Wes. It's a digital roulette strategy on stake. And then over on this side, we have a dice strategy from HD. And he came up with a really clever name. It's called Dice Profit / Wager Strategy. So good job, Wes. Points there. Flying the 727. 7 numbers of your choice. However, he says to be true to the name, cover the number 7 and the 27, and then 5 other numbers of your choice. You're going to want to put, because if you've played the digital roulette and a couple of the other games where you got to place chips, you don't enter in the total bet amount. You put these chips down here. So you put 150,000 when you select. I selected the 100K chip, and then I had to do 5 of the 10K chips. 150,000 on each number. You can see I've chosen 0, 2, 19, 26, and 35 as my other 5 numbers. He says to pick 27% increase. So you can see where it gets its name, Flying the 727. You're covering 7, you're covering 27. And I don't know if he realizes it or not. I think he does because he's a smart guy. We're also increasing it by 27%. So let's see how that goes. On this side over here, we've got a submission by HD. It's a dice strat. On every 1 loss, increase the bet amount by 100%. On streaks greater than 1 win, reset the bet amount. Make sure you get that one right. On streaks greater than 1 win, because there's on streaks, right? And there's on and first streaks, and then there's on streaks greater than. So make sure it's on streaks greater than, and then every 3 losses, switch over and under. Okay, we got these set with, they both have, this one over here, Wes's has slightly more than a penny. You won't be able to see what it is, but it's like 0.0109. That's the actual bet amount. We've got 5,000 bets on each of these. Let's get going and see. And by the way, this one is set the win chance at 66%. Okay, so set the win chance at 66% on that one. Let's see if they can survive I'm crossing my fingers because I don't want to keep losing money on all of these. But so far we're doing really well. I mean, I think overall, because like Noah's made $300 or $200 profit, and I profited, Greg's profited over $100, right around 115 each. So I think overall we're doing okay. All right, let's see how these looking. You can see a pattern here. Oof, okay. That one gets scary in a hurry. How deep did that go down here? $18. So that's scary that it already went down in the whole $18. So far right here, Wes's has been pretty consistent. We've got a couple little dips there, but overall it's doing really, really well, which surprises me. Not because it's from Wes, just because it's 7 numbers, and we know digital systems here. So again, I think if you can pass the 5,000 bet muster test, I think that's pretty impressive. And like I said, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can just keep running. There's Wes, come on, hit, there you go. It doesn't mean that you can consistently, because like I said, Noah's ran like a champ, and then I ran it a couple times after and it seemed to go well. And I just posted in Discord again, I ran Noah's strategy with a $2,000 bankroll and a 1 penny bet, and it busted out pretty quickly. So I ended up losing, I want to say 14 or 1,500 bucks or something like that. It couldn't make the next bet, thankfully. So even at a 1 penny bet, these things can get very expensive. And and now it seems like miraculously, like I can't run Noah's strategy for very long before it busts out. In fact, it's busted out the last 3 or 4 times that I've run it. It's busted out. Yeah, you guys know what I think. You guys know what I think already. I know you guys know what I'm thinking right now without even me saying it. Okay, so these are running. We'll see how these go. I'm excited about that. A couple other, just while these are running, news items out here. Remember, and I'll have to go back and read it, but I'm pretty sure it was tier 3 and above. If you're a tier 3 and above, I said I would double the prize if you win, if you're a winner. Ooh, come on. Oh my gosh. You should not watch these. If you're going to do it, no matter what, let it run, just walk away. Go do something else. Go do the laundry. Go mow the lawn. Go clean your ears, whatever. But watching these things will give you a heart attack. Anyway, so regardless of what I said in the past, it's tier 2. I'm making it tier 2. So as long as you're a tier 2 player under code ALLONBLACK, and if you're a winner, I'm going to double your prize automatically. Okay. Doesn't matter if your profits, you could still win second place and actually have a losing strategy. So maybe I need to rethink how this thing goes in the future, that you can't advance unless you're at least in profit, but whatever. We're just going to do it this way because it's kind of fun. But I will double your prize if you're at least an average of a tier 2 player on our new system. We have a new tier system because we're doing weighted wagering. That's what Stake gives us. Anyway, so in last week we gave out over $17,000 on our live streams. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. A lot of people got some good money. Get in there. We actually have a channel called Vouch Couch, which means people actually post receiving their winnings. So for those of you going, him and his team, they don't actually give away the money. We actually give away the money. Okay, how's this going? This is pretty steady. Wes has had one big drop. Over here, HD's only had one big drop. 540 versus 870. So we're just coming on the first. Well, this one's going considerably slower because it's roulette. It's not as fast as dice. And I do have it on its fastest setting. So this will take a little bit longer, but this one's up. This one's up $9 to $6 roughly, and on half the number of spins. So if Wes can keep this up, what I think, if either of them get plenty of nice dips and recovery, that's going to provide some huge bumps. And that could be the game changer on both of these if they survive. But if the smoother and nicer it is over here, you can see this. There it goes. Oh my gosh. I thought it was toast. See, that's what I'm talking about though. Instantly, one big, and Wes's could do the same thing over here. We've got a lot of spins to go. He's still only at 44.87 spins. This one just passed 4,000. So this is just the one. So all in all, depends on what you are actually looking to do. I think you can go back and look at a lot of these strats and go, they did well for a short period of time. So that's actually your best bet, is to watch these. I would put a really small bankroll, like 10 or 12 bucks in there, and hope that you get lucky and make 3, 4, 5, 6 bucks and just stop. Right? You could happen what happened over here, which is right off the bat. When this one started, it was up only 29 cents and then got in the hole pretty decent there. So that could happen as well. But I would say always, it's the same as when you play live tables, right? You want to do short session. We're putting these things to the test. We're really, really putting the thumb screws on these things by making them go out 5,000 spins. I think that just brings a whole nother level of challenge to these things. But let's see what happens. Okay. By the time you guys see this, it will all have already happened, but we're going to be doing our first weekly raffle under our new code ALLONBLACK. We're going to be doing our first weekly raffle, 2,500. Okay, come on, keep going. This is also an issue. Okay, it's going. Sometimes these will just stop, and it'll stop, and then you can't even restart it. If they do stop and it won't restart, and I can't manually get it restarted, I'll just copy down what we have down there, and we'll pick up, and I'll have to refresh the page, and we'll run it, and then I'll just combine your total numbers at the end. So we're going to do our first weekly raffle. Every week we're doing a raffle for $2,500, 100 tickets given out. You have your tickets in the pot, so we're going to draw 100 tickets, I should say, for $25 each. You can win multiple times. Each time you do win, we subtract a ticket. Obviously, that ticket's no good anymore. And so you can win multiple times, but we will be having random raffles, which just means as long as you are at least a tier 2, and I haven't confirmed this yet, but as long as you've actually wagered, I think it's not even tier 2, as long as you've even wagered $1,000 that week, we are going to do a random raffle, and everybody gets just one ticket, and you can only win once. So you even have a chance at those random raffles there, even if you only wager $1,000. Okay. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I wish I could speed this one up because it's going to take a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually just go off camera. Before I do, sorry, a couple things. Get ready, Patty. I just DM'd you in Discord. We're going to be picking up the Shadow Recruit program. Patty's next in line. And so we're going to start lining that up. And I'm probably going to start doing a video with Patty playing with $100 bankroll. I'm funding her account with $100 on a stake account under the ALLONBLACK code. And she'll get that to play. So she doesn't have to risk her own money. And we're going to do a couple videos. And let's see how well she does. I think she's going to do great. Just like Tamarin T-City, the OG Shadow Recruit, is doing well. I think Tamarin learned her lesson. You know what? I give her a hard time. I'm the king of not listening and losing my money. Okay. So, well, I don't know if I'm the king, but you know what? I get the point. I'm high up on the court, the king's court, as the number one jester out there with a lot of our members. We have all done the same thing, right? Gotten up a nice profit, and then you go around, mess around, and lose it. So I don't want you guys to do that in the Lifer program. I really, really, really want you guys to learn to play strict, keep your goals short, small, tangible, and you'll find out once you start like the 9 streets I'm doing now with a $9,000 bankroll, seeing, wow, I could pretty easily make 100, 200, especially even 300, even 500 if I'm willing to play by the book and take my time. Okay, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to let you guys do this thing, and we'll come back after the 5,000 spins are done, or both of them have busted. All right, see you in a bit.
Yeah, AOB in the building. Chat go crazy. Let's pull up to the stream, got a whole squad lit. Big ass bets, yeah, I'm known for. Lose 10 units, man, I don't even blink. Hit full tilt mode, not a bankroll pink. Roulette wheel spinning, dice rolling fast. Slots on deck when the other games pass. Everybody Everybody watching like, bro, what you do? I got plenty bad ideas and I'm trying all too. Got the best team back in every wild move. Best community, everybody got groove. Giveaways crazy, raining cash all night. Half the chat winning and the mods can't tie. All on black, let's fuck. Whole chat screaming while the bankroll grows. All on black, that's the code you know. Sign up under All on Black, come join the show. All on black, turn the madness up. Best giveaways, yeah, we're filling every cup. All on black, got the family pack. Best community online, and that's a fact. Challenge chat daily, got contests for days. Giving second chances in 100 different ways. Should've ended round one, now run it back twice. Then a third and a fourth, cause I'm way too nice. Tower of Despair, guard giant prize tees. Chat gets nervous, everybody saying please. One more level, one more click, one more floor. Then the tower says nope, and the crying on the floor. Slap picks trash, I'm losing my mind.
All right, we're coming down to it. We've got 45 bets left. My screensaver, I forgot to turn off my screensaver. So my screensaver went on for a hot second there. So you'll notice I did end up cutting out the period that's black. I haven't gone and reviewed the footage yet, obviously, but when I go back to edit it, hopefully the screen isn't blank too long. But if you notice there's a jump, it's because the screensaver went on, so I cut that out. But look at this. Look at this. Flying 727 survived the 5,000 spin test, ended up in profit 71.78. Only went below water level once, not that big. My guess is that we could probably increase this at least double the bet. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So far, everything's been basically, but I told you guys that you could have whatever you want. Initially, I was going to make everything at 1 cent. Then I'm like, you can tell me whatever you want. I'll put in Wes to your challenge, where you put the challenge in on Discord, and I'll type in there and see if you want me to double the bet as we come into the next rounds. This one did very, very well. Super, super impressed with it. And by the way, for those of you that are on our on the All on Black code and you're wagering, you know it's a weighted wager, meaning if it has 1% or less of, when you come down here and look down here to the stake originals, you can scroll down, and in this area in here, if you click it open, you'll see a description. If you click on description, you'll see it'll show you the house edge 2.7. So anything greater than 2% gets full wager towards our leaderboard. So very good. All right, that's it for today. We'll see what we got next up on deck, but keep an eye out. We'll be coming back with 9 streets, and we're going to be cranking back with that. I'll be coming up here, probably not this week and maybe not next week, but I'll start getting Patty set up, lined up for coming on, and start doing the second shadow recruit and moving forward with that. So anyway, all right, everybody, have a great week. I will see you on the next episode. I appreciate everybody who submitted their strategies, and we'll see who comes out on top. Cheers.
Don't just say it, don't just fake it, don't go through the motions, no way. Be a good human every single day. Spread that real love in your own way. Don't just talk, walk that talk, count hard on, let it pop. No cap, no fake, no front around. Be a good human, best vibe in town. All on black, that's how we roll.